I get, as you can probably imagine, a lot of different kinds of questions about, well, what's it like to have this really different and unique past? And I gotta tell you, it's a little strange, it's a little weird, it's a little different, because I came from this past where I wasn't even given a shot to speak, to go to school, to live my own life. And the only reason that actually I'm able to talk to you today is because my parents believed in me, and they stuck by me. Nobody else stuck by me, and nobody else believed in me. And that is what made all the difference. And that is the incredible magic and dedication that you can bring to your child. And for me, it obviously resulted in my complete recovery from autism, which I am extraordinarily grateful for. But what I find even the most amazing part is that I get to help parents like you in the very same way that my parents helped me when I was autistic and when I was little. And for me, that just blows my circuits a little bit. It's so amazing. It is such an honor to me. And I would just want you to know, as you learn these techniques and as you utilize them and you break new ground with your child, that for me it is just such an absolute pleasure and honor to be able to be a part of this journey with you.
I love the way I've turned out. I love all the crazy things that have happened to me. Several things I'm really excited about. I'm very excited about studying some of the things in college, like history and media studies. I'm also thinking of doing graphic design. I would like to get married and have a family. Not right now. There's a few things I have to do first. I know that being autistic was part of my past, but I look at it as a true gift. I see that if I can do something so incredible as to reach out from an unreachable place, I can reach anywhere I want. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. When I was about 2, I came with my family to the Institute to learn the Sunrise program, and I had been, at that point, diagnosed with autism, the whole 9 yards. They said I was mentally retarded, I would never talk to anybody again, it would be unlikely I would ever communicate, things like that. I remember always liking things that were shiny when I was autistic. I remember loving bubbles, water, reflections. Anything that was transparent fascinated me and always kept me mesmerized. I loved mirrors. I loved looking at myself, very much so. And I would do all kinds of motions, but I always looked at myself because I think I needed an awareness that there was someone else with me, even if it was just myself. I would love painting. I loved mixing colors together, and I would mix them in a way that I could see my reflection. I would hold the paper, I remember, in a way that I could see myself, and this made it even more amazing because that gave me comfort. I remember that I did many things to calm myself down. Like, for example, when I was in a mood where I was very uncomfortable, I would look at the sparkling motif of the raindrops, and that would give me a hopeful feeling. It wasn't until we started our own custom practice based off the Sunrise program, and we had our own custom playroom, that I really began to remember opening up. And I remember opening up very slowly. Though I remember the catalyst was really my mother, because she dove right into it. We had a custom room, it was yellow, we had toys everywhere, we had blocks, and we had all kinds of things. We had a closet with 1,000,000 bean bags and balls, and some of our very best friends came throughout my life, came at this moment as strangers and started working with me. And I remember all kinds of people, like this one person I rode around on his back. His name was Jay. He was a very nice guy. And I remember my father, who's so stern, and he's a businessman and everything. He gets down on his knees and smiles at me. And there were many memorable experiences in the Sunrise program. I think one of my most memorable was when I first got angry. I first got very angry, and I had started using the word no. And somehow, I think someone named Shelley Marcus, who was very close to us, had angered me somehow. So I kept saying no, and I forced her to stand in the corner with a paper hat in her head inside the beanbags. And she literally sat down and crouched, and all the people there helped me bury her underneath. And I was laughing so hard that I dug her back up and gave her a big hug. And I think that's the first time I really started reconnecting with people. There was always a sense of excitement. Every day we were in the playroom, they were always excited. Maybe it was different degrees of it, But everyone was passionate about working with me. They wanted to do things with me. I felt very loved during the process of the Sunrise program. Because everybody was willing to open up. Everybody was willing to just be purely who they are. They didn't have to hide behind anything because I would accept them for who they were, because I just needed to reconnect with someone who cared about me. It was just pure love. It was just clarity and connection. Well, the length that my parents did the Sunrise program with me was at least 2 to 3 years. It is a commitment. It's not something you can do in a few months. It requires a great deal of connection and love, and letting the child know that, yeah, we're here for you, and whether you change or not, each and every day, we're going to make little steps, big steps. Any step at all is a step for us. I've been a very social person ever since I got out of there. I've made many, many friends. In terms of what I learned to do, since I learned so much about social aspects in my life very early on, about what true caring and understanding means, I didn't learn some simple things like certain mathematical things to add, like creating tips, or certain facts like geography locations that many kids learned earlier. I learned them later in my life, and sometimes this was frustrating, but it didn't matter because I felt like what I learned first was much more important. I learned about what truly defines human relations in a truly loving and caring way, and I learned that well before I can imagine almost anybody else. And that really got me through much of my life, even at the hardest moments. And it really has gotten me to the kind of person I am today. There are several things I'm really excited about. I'm very excited about studying some of the things in college, like history and media studies. I'm also thinking of doing graphic design. I've always been fascinated with drawing. I mean, from the beginning, and now I'm really going to get into it. I'm really going to start learning that stuff. And I'm going to learn all kinds of new things I haven't learned about before. I'm fascinated by that. I mean, this is the biggest opportunity I've had. I have had a few girlfriends. My favorite girlfriend her name was Virginia, and I met her in grade school. And we used to be together all the time. She was actually 2 feet taller than me, so it was a little weird because she looked like she was my big sister. But we always connected. We walked through the trees together and did all these things together. And I remember she would take me out back, and we would either play catch or sit by the meadow. We would have picnics too. I would like to get married and have a family. Not right now. There's a few things I have to do first. I need some time to settle into my life. I have to figure out a few things. A lot of things, actually. But I am definitely open to that possibility because I feel like there are many things I could share to a potential partner and to a child, certainly. I do think I'd make a good father. I feel like after I've tweaked a little more, polished a little bit, I feel like I have much to offer a kid. They would know that they were loved, no matter what. I would really work myself over to give them that message. I would recommend to parents who have children with autism that the Sunrise program is truly an incredible experience that will really change how you reach yourself as well as your kids. It's incredible. Once you start, there is no going back. You don't have to imagine that your child is going to be the greatest success because they already are a success as they are. I mean, Ron, me, and many of these other people, through any stride at all, is an incredible accomplishment, and you have to see your child as they are because there's something much greater if you dig beneath the surface than what you judge is on the surface. If you just go deeper and see what they can really give you, you'll never go back. It's a true journey, and I have enjoyed every step of that journey with people I've cared about. I know that being autistic was part of my past, but I look at it as a true gift. One of the things that I've learned through the Inner Strength program is to see everything as an opportunity, and it was an incredible opportunity, not just for me, but for everyone I've ever cared about to see a new version of themselves. I mean, it was part of something in my past, but it has defined so much about me. It's defined the kind of love that I truly want to find in my life. It has defined the type of hope I have for anything I want to do and for anything anybody else wants to do. It connects me to that. It's defined my goals because I see that if I can do something so incredible as to reach out from an unreachable place, I can reach anywhere I want. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love myself. I love the way I've turned out.
Hey, look at your amazing line, let's follow it! And I will show everybody how long the line is. Whoa, look at this!
Wow, Oscar, what an amazing line!
Wow.
To be Lion Man, wow, Oscar!
He is like a dinosaur. He jumps like a real dinosaur. He plays like a lion. He goes, yeah. Ooh, like a... I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can
Oh, two lovely songs!
My paw's taken off. I'm putting my paw.
Oh, you want me to put your paw on? I'd love to.
My paw's turned back into a hand.
Oh, good. What are you playing, guys?
Run away from Scrooge. Run away from Scrooge.
Who's Scrooge?
Amy.
And who are you?
Tiny Tim.
You're not Tiny Tim. You're too big to be Tiny Tim.
I'm pretending. Puny Tim. You have to run. You come back. You reach Taliban. I want food. This is Scrooge. He wants something to eat. What do you want? What do you want to eat? All the ones with black hair. Has yours got a beard or a mustache? No.